Top lane will be the Nocturne versus Lulu. Ends up being the most oppressive, very frustrating to deal with Lulu. The Sylas matchup into Lulu is kind of annoying when you're that far away, that isolated. So this is what we end up with here at the end of the day. DRX's composition in mid, the fact that Solka doesn't have flash makes him somewhat vulnerable, even though he is a Kali, very mobile, very easy to get out of slippy situations.
All right, Rascal just getting on back there as he's underneath the turret. King in flashes. Is the turn as Pyosik going to be starting off on this Rift Scuttler, and Clid not going to try and contest by the looks. Oh, okay, never mind. Paranoia comes in. The flash immediately has to come through as there's the fear. Pyosik going to move on back. Audacious Charge is going to get himself a little bit closer to his turret, and they do survive for the moment as Solka, perfect execution online, but too squishy to be able to survive without having that repositioning tool despite Wild Growth existing. And so Pyosik now moving up towards this Tri-Brush, spotted of course. And there's another Paranoia. Crescent Guard going to be used, but I just don't think it's going to be enough. First Blood going over to Clid. And Gen.G is feeling just so
cryo. They're going to maybe look to trade objectives here in terms of the Herald versus Drake. Pyosik's already on the Drake, so they might be able to make this happen. But I love that Gen.G is, like they always do, and he's going to find that this part of the jungle is in fact empty, and he's going to look for more here. They did not see him. There's no vision.
Yep, ulti back available. Wind becomes lightning. Going to stab the Ezreal, but he has the Arcane Shift. There's the flash on forward as Life with the Dredge line. Super Mega Death Rocket will be enough for BDD. He's down here. Crescent Guard has been picked up by the Sylas, but Solka joins as well, and BDD has to flash away. Ruler without the damage to augment it, and Rascal is just chilling on the top side of the map with Shelly smacking down structures.
He actually is going to get this turret, I think.
It might have been
I
able
think he
to
could
if
have
he
actually
had committed,
canceled and Drake positional advantage they have means they might get a second one in the bag here. Gen.G going to respond.
Yep. Collapse is coming through here. BDD does have the perfect execution available as the Dredge line is going to connect. There's another Paranoia from Rascal. Gets into the back line, but the knockups are pretty good here. Solka coming on forward. Rascal going to be taken down first as BDD gets over the wall, but he does not want to be there. And the perfect execution again from Solka is going to come through. Becca maybe a little bit over-ambitious, but isn't going to find the Tongue Lash, and Gen.G, they lose their solo lanes, and they have to now lose the Drake as well. DRX really starting to take control.
Yeah, DRX.
Maybe this is some of the technology that has been put together by our friend CVMax. He said, well,
just highlighting there for a second. I think that zoom in was supposed to show. Hold that thought.
Yeah, it's going to siege down this turret, and it looks like Gen.G is going to give it up.
I think the observers are trying to highlight that DRX are...
Well, Solka almost went aggressive there. As you can see, it looks like that Soul Point is just going to be free on the side of DRX. Solka now probably knows that he's in a bit of trouble, but he's able to get the Shroud down. We'll see whether he's actually going to be able to keep himself alive, and the answer is absolutely yes.
So all of that time, all of the resources in Zhao actually initiate and get in, but what we have been seeing in reality against this comp that's super aggressive. Oh, hold that thought. Here we go. We're going to see it again.
They're going to engage right on top of
exactly this.
Yep, the Crescent Guard comes through yet again, but he's two by himself. The rest of DRX not there. You mentioned the fact that they really want to be grouping.
So for the first time, Gen.G actually make this Paranoia play actually stick. They're able to do it right before the objective. You know, catching some of the DRX members trying to clear out some of that Baron vision. And now they're going to put their first Drake on the board.
A little bit late on the Super Mega Death Rocket.
Defensive fights. So even when they win a fight or get a slight edge, it's hard for them to actually push advantages if there's no objective up, right? They can push mid, but that's it. Here we go.
Yeah, another Paranoia to come through. That is just going to try and guarantee this turret as Ruler. Oh, Super Mega Death Threat relatively close, but not close enough. Clid runs pretty fast, and Ruler has to get the heck out.
So they can clear out vision and actually start Baron, because now Gen.G have to funnel through this choke. They have no vision whatsoever, and now this is going to be DRX's fight to force. There's no Paranoia. They don't have to worry about that.
After Shot Barrage is going to spot that the Baron has been started here.
Wins the turn. Solka with the flank.
Yeah, looking for this flank play. I believe he is going to be spotted, but no, actually, he's going to move himself back around. Why? Starts the fight as BDD dives on in as well, and the first kill is going to go over to the Jinx. Now Pyosik picks exactly the right time this time as BDD gets out. He's got a heck of a lot of dashes and a flash, but Pyosik's got an audacious charge. And BDD, does he have the Kingslayer back up? It's not going to matter. Bao grabs another one.
The audacity from Pyosik. That fight was so beautiful.
Yeah, and they should be able to take the Baron off the back of this as well.
They will,
unless Clid could do something crazy.
There's no way you can stop this. They're going to have to clear these wards out, but I mean, they're going to try something here. Look at where Soka is right now. Crossing this gap is going to be so hard. Ruler is like, he's walking the tightrope.
Yeah, not a lot of mana left as Kingen down relatively low. Pyoshik wants to close the gap. They are going to engage onto Clid, who can run really fast. Depth charge is already utilized. Life not actually here, so wasn't actually able to do it. And that's the Ezreal just dove on. And a little bit late is Rascal there with the...
Again, they do get forced off here, though. Some really nice plays from Ruler.
Yeah, Ruler just making sure that that Baron can't be taken down. I actually heard this weird sound that sounded like a depth charge. It absolutely wasn't, because of course that was on Ruler's side, so I apologize. Feels like DRX sort of understand that Gen.G do like engaging on them, and they're going to start off this Baron yet again and wait for Gen.G to try and do something about it. Bao just continuing to auto-attack. This is a lot of pressure now on Gen.G. Rascal a little bit too far away as Paranoia is available, but not in range right now, as here's the turn. In goes the Crescent Guard. No way Life is going to do any damage, as it eventually does wear off. Pyoshik goes golden, though he bought so much time, but no kills just yet. In goes the dive as BDD goes golden. Ruler is going to get turned on, though. Solka says absolutely not. There's no re-engage, and BDD unfortunately gets baited in. True Shot Barrage doing a fair bit of damage there as Kingen down quite low, Bao at about half health. But DRX, they're all still up and alive, and all of the pieces to their puzzle are just so good when they're together.
Bao is going to do so much damage to this Baron, it just goes down so quickly. Gen.G have to fight for this, but they don't have the tools to engage.
Yeah, this is so difficult. Clid does have the Smite available, but can he even get into the pit? He doesn't even have Smite.
Wild Growth back up for King, and he just teleports in.
All of his health bar there as well. Like you were mentioning, the teleport going to bring him right into the pit. And there's the engage onto Ruler. They know exactly which one they want to be taking down, as the Nautilus is going to be taken out. And the heal utilized from Ruler, but he gets exhausted, he gets licked, and Pyoshik's looking for him. Super Mega Death Rocket, the audacious charge just for the last hit. And finally, at the third time of starting it, the Baron is going to be taken down.
It was such a great fight for DRX. They're really playing the kind of game that terrifies you, right? It's a game that they've come up with this really soft counter, actually, to the Nocturne pick, right? It's the Lulu with the Xin Zhao. You've got a Sylas on the board, you have Udyr who's removing all that vision, you're often spotted. It's a very slow push.
Speaking of spotted, Clid is down to about a third health. Turtle Stance is going to keep him alive as Ruler, I mean, he's trying to dish out damage at all angles, but just doesn't have, you know, there aren't enough Rulers. At this point in time, as the inhibitor turret on the top side of the map is going to be taken down. The pressure here of the 5-man unit. Here is the engage. In goes Rascal, finds himself his stopwatch as Pyoshik. Look at him. He's buying space from the entire team, and Gen.G are just melting because Bao is untouched. Gets to Bao, and he's still at half health as BDD once again. Stopwatches, Zonya's in the back line. But we've seen this so many times, it's just not enough to actually take down a carry. This is the happiest Jinx that I've seen in such a long time.
Oh, this is just looking like it's the beginning of the end here.
Yep, Pyoshik in once again. He's going to go down to his GA, so that might have been a little bit overly aggressive, as now the Jinx walking away. That fear lasts for a really long time, but eventually he gets excited. He gets onto these Nexus turrets, and if I was Bao, I'd be excited as well. As, oh my god, the crits are really starting to hurt as the Zap gets soaked by the spell shield, but the Nexus isn't going to be so lucky as Bao is still alive, gets the Wild Growth right at the end, and the Nexus will fall in favor of DRX. Welcome back. Even though, you know, not a lot was really left up to chance, but DRX, you can always trust them to throw some spanners in. So wanting to make sure that everything was pretty much set in stone before deciding on their composition. He's going to be able to get there as Pyoshik can utilize this extra time that he has available to himself to take down this Cloud Drake. Should be able to do so pretty much uncontested. You can see Clid's on the top side.
They have mid-prio, they have that bot control, they have a control ward here, and he's going to be able to get the scuttle after this. The ping coming down so that Becca is indicating he's going to come over and help finish off the last parts of this, and it will help remove the shields there. How about this?
We're going to try and steal away this blue buff. You can see Solka's going to move on in. BDD is spotted. So theoretically a 2v2, but Rascal, he's got the Paranoia, but doesn't have the inside track, as Kingen with a fantastic Narbar. Going to try and deny this. Clid coming on in. He's booking it forward. Wind becomes lightning. That is going to be the secure for Clid, but can he keep himself alive? The flash out is there, but Pyoshik's going to be taken down for first blood. And now there's 3 members of Gen.G in the area. BDD over the wall just beautifully, as the wallop ain't going to be enough for Kingen to answer that one back. And that is 2 kills for Gen.G.
It's getting out finessed here. And hey, the BDD, now they're on it. And it looks like they're actually going to save the Herald here.
Yeah, they don't feel like they need to worry about it, as Pyoshik is taking his puppies right now, probably looking for his Raptor camp next, and just not wanting to challenge.
And this is that timing, right? Like,
it's a bit of a wraparound.
It's like Becca couldn't even believe it. Like, he walked over.
All right, here goes the paranoia immediately. Not messing around, flashing straight away, but it ain't going to be enough. Pop goes the nah, and Pyoshik says, nah, I ain't going to be able to get in there, my friend.
It looks like what will be all plates here on the bottom side. No, BDD going to prevent the last one, or at least attempt to.
Now he'll try. See whether it's actually going to be enough. As you can see, first turret will go over to Gen.G.
It's close here. Is he going to get it? I don't think so.
Next minion wave is a little bit too far away, so thankfully for BDD is able to clear out their last remaining minions. So the turret will survive for a little bit longer. We've got just under a minute before these turret plates fall down, and Bao's probably looking forward to grabbing a bit of extra money for himself.
Yeah, he certainly is. I mean, this is the consolation that DRX get after that exchange. Bao.
Yeah, and you can see Pyoshik over the wall. Rascal has been discovered. BDD's just going to get out of there as the teleport is going to come in. Rascal flashes, but I don't think he's... Oh my goodness! Very, very close. But Pyoshik, no cigar this time around. Ruler's going to have to flash Shockwave onto 2. That one was better, Solka! And both of them get mopped up. The bottom lane just dies in seconds.
And I guarantee if they take it, they have actually prime position to take it. And it looks like Gen.G are just going to give it up.
Yep, looks like Drift Herald is going to be the priority. 14 seconds on that Drake like you were talking about.
They want this fight again in the mid-game. They're like, no. You guys could try to take the Herald, try to trade objectives. We're rotating over. They're a little bit slow to stop it.
And they might be able to actually get a full wave to crash towards this turret and actually do a fair bit of damage to it as well with the extra damage that Bao does have. Be able to chunk the turret as Pyoshik goes in. A little bit of a disconnect there though as the Shockwave finds absolutely nothing. The same thing is going to be said for Pyoshik, who is going to be taken down. BDD on the board now, life goes golden, but now could be out of position. Hail of Arrows and Sulfur are going to be enough here as there's the Nara into the wall. Kingen wasting no time as the ult comes down. Bao flashes immediately. The tongue's not quite long enough there from Becca. He needed to get that evolution to Licky, I think, at that point. As Gen.G, they get the teleport in. They're now underneath the turret. They've got Shirley here to back them up. And if they don't have their big grizzly bear, at least have the shellfish.
I mean, you said it though, right at the beginning of the fight, you called it out. Huge disconnect between the Xin Zhao, Pyoshik in this case, and the rest of the squad, right? He goes in, everyone else is walking away, and then you see the Shockwave come through. Soka's like, well, okay, I guess you're going in.
Jinx is just more reliable as far as a late game carry. You shouldn't be able to have as much power at this stage of the game with a Jinx. The Varus certainly much better at that as far as mid game. Like his 2 items are certainly a lot more powerful. Doesn't quite have them. I wouldn't want him to stop being himself. So I'm not going to say anything against it. Now Pyoshik looking for an opportunity here potentially on the top side of the map as Bao down the top. There's Devour available, but maybe waited a little bit too long as the Grey Health is going to be there immediately. As he comes out of the belly, it is going to be a dead Varus, and Shockwave lands onto 2, but doesn't really do too much. Pyoshik now just trying to be the hero. BDD going to be taken down. Sulker is over the wall, but Pyoshik is real dead this stage of the game as Kingen throws a rock, but he doesn't really have much more in the tank. And Gen.G are looking to just start off this Baron in the faces of DRX.
I mean, it's a really early Baron, but when you get those kills like that, I mean, you've only lost your Akali damage onto a Baron. You're very happy to take this down in 20 minutes, 20 and a half. It was a really nice fight for Gen.G, and once again, it's a real small mistake that leads to such a massive victory for Gen.G. Bao as far.
Yep, yeah, that's true.
He's crossed the line here.
Maybe it's time to go back to the root cause of the situation as Ruler finds a True Shot Barrage on some hair, and BDD is just diving into a backline once again. Goes golden this time, Paranoia into the backline, and there is no Orianna to speak of for this fight. BDD still fighting this one out, and he is looking to be able to escape as well as Bao. Survives for a lot longer than I was expecting in a lot of these fights, however, still not going to survive for long enough. 3 dead on the side of
here for Gen.G, and the items are as explosive as they are here for BDD. He's got his belt, he bought his Zonias actually a long time ago. It's just really easy to clean up these targets. And unfortunately for DRX, it's just over and over and over again. You're getting caught. We've already eclipsed the moment where we're valuable. And look at BDD, just comes in here with his cloud. He has his zone, he is up. Nobody can touch him. Meanwhile,
yeah, in the meantime, BDD is just going to solo kill King in there on the top side of the map. Very nicely done.
If we go there, just keep that away.
Oh yeah.
And this didn't have to be a Varus first pick, let's not forget. It could have been Nocturne first pick, could have seen a completely different depth of a DRX.
All right, in the meantime, Rascal is going to be spell shielding quite beautifully. The shockwave here on the bottom side of True Shot Barrage says goodbye to Sulker. His rule is going to pick that one up. Says thank you very much. I thought delivery here in Korea was here against an Ezreal that builds Frozen hard.
Yeah.
Like the most perfect option.
You can't auto-attack the Akali. The paranoia makes it hard to hit anybody. You know, you've got a volley bear on top of you at all times. And besides that, they have no vision whatsoever. They have no idea if Baron is being taken out. They're going to have to force their way out here, but by the time they get to Baron, which will be killed on sight, on spawn, the kill on spawn order here for Gen.G. There's just nothing.
And yeah, they get the bad news by the big old scream. DRX now just moving towards their bottom side jungle. BDD's here. There's the paranoia. Wanting to put them out of their misery by the looks of things here is Rascal. Going down relatively low. Pyoshik actually keeping himself alive, but the Barret's not going to be so lucky. A 1-for-1 for now, but BDD's managed to pick up a second. Becker in trouble. The flash out of the way of the Shuriken backflip, and that could have definitely been the start of a potential pentakill, but there is the Arcane Shift over the wall. Ruler.
He doesn't flash for it, you know. He's going to show them a little bit of respect. He's just going to sit here and wait for the rest of his team and these Baron minions to hit the inhibitor. And that is going to be what looks like all she wrote for this second game.
Yeah, Gen.G going to bring us to a third. We are going the distance here. The rains are at pause. We were talking about the weather before. And it is certainly pouring.
Yeah, you asked me last time.
His range isn't necessarily fantastic.
Their siege is the siege minions and the 11,000 gold lead.
Kingen, as a bit of a whoopsie, is relatively tanky as the shockwave is going to come forward. That is the Varus dead though. They're underneath a few turrets here at the same time as the paranoia was held onto for a beautiful amount of time. The ultimate was running, so unfortunately it didn't do a lot of damage. But still, Rascal's just playing with his food at this stage, and the two Nexus turrets are all that stand between Gen.G and victory in game number 2, outside of, I guess, the Master Chef Tom Kench, but I don't think he's going to be able to stop this. Nexus now going to be taking the damage, and Gen.G even things up. You could feel the anger. You could feel how much they felt they deserved to win game number 1, and that was the anomaly. This is the real deal. And when they were closing in on that base, like the Ezreal Yuumi combo, just because, you know, you get the final chapter and the culling down at the same time, and you can't dodge all of those. It's like you got all of the power-ups in your game in the early stages. But this time, Gen.G are going to be able to start off with this Infernal Drake. Next dragon going to be the Cloud. So we've got either a Ocean Soul for the very pretty Rift, or some rocks being strewn.
Level 6 timing.
Soul is, yeah, BDD not going to flash forward or anything like that, but Sulker really getting pushed around. Because then you have a Sand Soldier behind you, and then there's no real way that you can get in your 1-2 punch with your bullets. The synergy, right? Riftmaker, her passive, and the Nash's Tooth really all working in conjunction with one another. Sonya's is just so strong. Pyoshik, speaking of strong, is looking for the Wind Becomes Lightning. Finds it onto Rascal there as he walks away, burning down to the Brambleback buff.
But I mean, look, this is a game where we've got a Jinx and Azir. You're also losing your second Drake. It's going to be a Mountain Soul as well, so very relevant here in this game. It just makes the situation for DRX feel all the worse here. They're only 1,200 gold down, but it feels like they are miles behind, or kilometers if you're outside of America, in terms of where the state of the game is right now.
Relatively far up. Does have Flash available and Wild Growth, so it's deceptively durable.
Yeah, he's also 2 levels up on Clid, and Life is...
There's the Flash, though, and the hook is going to be so easy. All right, yep, the stunned Yuumi.
For this moment. And they're up a turret. This is a bad situation for DRX, and it's not going to get easier, I can tell you that.
Well, Kingen is fighting back here against Rascal. Clid in perfect position. Kingen, of course, still has the Flash. And Rascal, yeah, he's trying to dash as much as possible. There's the Flash that we were talking about. Pyoshik wrapping around, but Clid...
He's wearing his shoes and rubbing them on the carpet.
Yeah. And then it gets channeled out of the pike, as now, thankfully, we're safe from this conversation as the needlework comes through. Kingen with the Wild Growth, trying to dodge the last couple of ults and does make it far enough towards his inner turret. Pyosik comes around as well. True Shot Barrage connects onto Rascal. There's the bear slap hook. Happens once again. Life and Clid together playing really beautifully here as Crescent Guard was okay.
But watching that first game, to watch them just outclass mechanically DRX in 2 and 3.
Oh, there it is. Catches him in the flash. The playback as well. Life is a beast right here. However, the Azir is still going to fall. It's worth it.
I mean, this is just a highlight reel for Gen.G, right? You know,
that's 2 for 1 because Pyosik was still dead. Sorry.
So.
Gen.G, right? They always play for the late game. This is about as early game as you can get, but damn, Life just, that's like 3 plays in a row that is now
quite unique because this is essentially saying that DRX know that their win condition is to actually blow up these squishy carries, but when you have a Thresh there, you have an Udyr for extra peel. I mean, I see the idea here. It feels like desperation, and I think that Eclipse is showcasing where DRX is, unfortunately, in this 3rd game in the series. It's just desperation that didn't need to be the bigger problem here, and
it might have just been an adaptation based on where they are in the game.
I think that's what it is.
I can respect that.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Rascal's getting caught.
He's in a bit of trouble here as he does throw down some circles, but hula hoops ain't going to save you here. McGwen is going to fall.
Oh my goodness. We're at 11:30 now. You and I have been here for 8 hours now. But anyway, I mean, look at the items for Jinx already. You got the rapid fire cannon online. Like, question mark pings here onto Pyosik. Like, where are you at, man? That was for DRX.
Yeah, he's certainly on walkabout. Teleport is going to come forward here as Rascal wants to get some revenge. The Crescent Guard comes in, but he's still going to get stunned. The hook is going to connect, and that's exactly the target he's looking for. Pyosik ain't feeling so audacious now as Rascal fighting against 3 people, or 2.5, I guess.
This is, you could see the frustration in some of these plays from DRX. They're desperate to make that bot duo push something, and there were literally DRX pings, question mark pings from his own teammates on top of him, and I don't think that was saying, we don't know where they are. They was there, and then he wasn't. Somehow he disappeared with Lulu off the map, and now Gen.G are looking to take a Baron, and it feels really sad because I think this comp for DRX has really shown its age in terms of a best of 3. You had this answer to Nocturne, they didn't play it.
Not quite.
Nope. They had the answer to Nocturne, you know.
You guys did a great job. Watch your base die.
It doesn't look so misty with that skin, but
No, it doesn't.
we'll give it to him.
I like it does look like hula hoops, like Technicolor hula hoops.
Yeah, I can see it.
Can we call the ability Technicolor hula hoops from now on? It's difficult to say in a team fight, but we'll see how we go as the game continues. Bao close to half health after 1 zap, I believe. Or was that just an auto attack? It might have just been, as there's the Emperor's Divide. BDD in a bit of trouble here. Good knock up, but there is, of course, a stopwatch available. Solka gets over the wall. Pyosik in trouble. The final chapter, it doesn't even seem to matter here as Gen.G are just immortal at this stage of the game. The bear slap onto Kingin, and he just gets phoenixed to death. Bao now running for the hills. And this is going to be all she wrote on this one. Gen.G, they were the expected victors in this series after game 1. I think there was a bit of doubt in some people's minds as there it is, the Technicolor hula hoop coming out to celebrate the end of this game and the match 1 victory for Gen.G here. DRX made them work for it, but certainly coming back when it counted on the side of Gen.G as the Nexus will finally be taken down here just before midnight.
Yep.
Thursday night.
You can see Solka puts his head in his hands, puts his head on the desk. That was not the game, that was not the draft that DRX were trying to look for. They tried again to counter the Nocturne that didn't get picked. The Nocturne they